day's a day, a bad luck's always a coming my way.
Today is a good day to talk about the creature from the Black Lagoon. A little adventure here in LA. A little bit of hexercising. Now, the last time that we were here, we were doing the Clue filming locations, the one with Tim Curry. But in truth, they filmed all kinds of different movies down here on these back roads, on this park. It's open to the public, and we're exploring something rather interesting today. When it comes to scary movies and monster movies, the classic Universal monsters are some of my all-time favorite. In fact, on this channel for filming locations, we visited the place where they filmed the underwater scenes in Creature from the Black Lagoon. We visited the lake from Frankenstein where the monster throws the little girl in. And we also visited the opening shot scenes of Dracula with Bela Lugosi where the carriage comes down through the mountains. Today, we're doing more Creature from the Black Lagoon. Technically, this is not a filming location video to the movie Creature from the Black Lagoon. Instead, back in 1953, Life magazine came out here to the Franklin Reservoir, and they took some promotional photographs of the creature coming out of the water in color. And we're going to try to find the exact spot where these photos were taken. Since there's no sidewalks here, we have to be careful walking down. And it doesn't look like there's much traffic coming through here, like heavy traffic area. Definitely don't feel like I'm in Los Angeles anymore. It kind of has this Northern California forest kind of feel to it. See the trees right there? It's not that big. On the other side of this concrete wall, there's like this bank that goes down to the water. I'm trying to find a spot where there's a trail that we can just kind of hop the berm and get down there. I think this is a little picnic area right here. Yeah. This is definitely a completely different world than what we're used to here in Los Angeles. Look at this. Yeah, this is it. This is the spot. Man, is that beautiful. This is where they took the promo shots, the publicity shots for Creature from the Black Lagoon. I usually try to get shots with nobody in it, but this is a public park. So there's gonna be people popping up here and there. I'm gonna try to do my best. But right now I'm just walking around the embankment, trying to find the angle that they took the photo with the mountain in the background. We got some duck visitors here. I feel like we're getting closer. I definitely feel like I'm in the photos, that's for sure. The problem with it all is so much has changed. The trees have grown so much. But even if I didn't find it, this is just perfect. Walking around the lake, They definitely have a couple of different photo opportunities, like little overlooks. This is one of them, but I don't think this is it. There's even a smaller lake back here next to the upper lake. Oh, and there's fish in here too. I don't know if you guys can see it, but right about there is a giant freaking koi fish. Exercising indeed. I've walked completely around this lake. It's not that big, trying to look at the mountains to see if I can match everything up. And nothing really matches up perfectly. I mean, keep in mind, 1953, at the time of recording this, it's 2022. But there's one spot, to me, that looks the closest. So let's take a closer look at that area. All right, let me explain my theory. And also this should give you an idea of how much things have changed over the years, especially since 1953. Now, if we look at one of those photos again of the creature carrying the girl out of the lagoon, you see that mountain in the background? Yeah, pay attention to that. Now, from where I'm sitting right now at this picnic table, it's not the exact spot, but this is what I'm working on. Now, if I zoom in, that's the only thing around this lake, around this reservoir, that matches up to the photo. That's what I'm trying to get in screen, if you will. And it's hard. Now this helps tremendously, because that tells me that these photos were taken from this side of the lake facing that way. The problem is trying to find the exact spot. All right, let's try to get closer down to the water. One of the things that I loved about doing this, walking around trying to line up shots, so many people have stopped and asked, what are you doing? And they're with families, and then I get to tell these parents and their kids that I'm trying to line up shots from this movie, this publicity shots that were filmed here. I think this is it. The mountain is right over there. All of this is just grown over too much. But I can stand on this picnic table and try to get some shots. Right now I'm standing directly under where I was pointing out the mountain off in the distance. And it's got me right up to the water. Now it's close, but it's not exact. I think we need to go a little bit over to the left a little bit. But look at all these weeds, how they all grown. Now you have to keep in mind that at the time of recording this, these photos were taken 70 years ago. And a lot has definitely changed. But there's no question about it. This is where they took those photos. This is as close as we're going to get to those photos that were taken back in 1953. You can't see the mountain peak off in the distance, but I assure you it's in the center of your screen. Just try to imagine the creature in the water. The photographer standing pretty much right where I am, getting these shots. This is definitely one of the coolest things I've ever captured on camera. Creating videos like this and going on these types of adventures are things that I absolutely love about creating content for YouTube. Being able to bring history to life, to take a single photograph and visit it 70 years later from such an iconic movie like Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now let's get a closer look at the lay of the land here. Right now I'm standing on the road that goes over top of the dam for the reservoir. And if we look across this small lake, that embankment right there is where they took those shots. That's where we were standing, on the other side of those weeds. Now, if we turn the camera this way, you're going to see the road. It looks like there's a ranger house right there. And then the mountain that you can see off in the distance, you really can't make it out from right here. So it's all the angle that the photo was taken down close to the water. But this is the mountain that you would have seen off in the distance looking up at it. Right there. And with that being said, thank you for joining us on another Grimm adventure, this time going back to 1953 to the Life magazine publicity shots of Creature from the Black Lagoon, trying to bring history to life. Until next time, happy Halloween.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.